Welcome to Meaning Over Money, a different kind of financial podcast where money is never about money.
Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are so excited to have you here. We hope you're having an awesome week. And regardless of when you're listening to this, we hope it adds value to your journey. And if it does add value, it would mean the world to us if you would share with a friend, or if you use Apple to rate and review our show. It makes a big difference. There's a proclamation that I hear over and over and over in our culture. Sometimes it's said to me, and sometimes it's said to others. You are lucky. You're lucky, or you're just lucky. And it's a comment that acknowledges success, but it minimizes somebody's role in that success. Because when we can minimize their role in their success, it's easier for us to live with ourselves for not having success. And so first, I need to name something. I'm just going to name it. Let's just put it out there. It's the elephant in the room. And I think in transparency, we just have to talk about it. I'm lucky. I am. I've been lucky on many occasions. I've told the story, I think, of back when I was in college and I didn't like mock interviews. I felt mock interviews felt fake or pretend. And so instead of doing mock interviews, I went and actually interviewed for a few companies that I didn't care about as my practice. And lo and behold, I received an offer. And I accepted an offer the next day for an internship in Memphis, Tennessee, for a job that I didn't really care about and a city that I knew nothing about. But I knew Memphis had barbecue and Elvis, and I thought, why not? Why not go to Memphis? And so that's what I did. That felt lucky. That situation, it felt lucky to me. Fast forward into my career, and I've shared the story of how everybody in my company got fired except for me. That was a very sad and profound moment in my life. But the bright side is, but for me, I received an offer to move to Des Moines, Iowa, to continue doing what I was doing. And it was a combination of a few things. It was a combination of me being one of the few people who knew our entire real estate portfolio, and the fact that I was still pretty cheap back then. I was a lot cheaper than some of the other people who knew the portfolio as well. And so I got lucky. And I gratefully took that luck and kept a job in the recession when so many of my friends were becoming unemployed. That was luck. Fast forward many more years. I remember I was talking to my boss at an annual review, and he said, "Hey, Travis, what do you want? What's something that you care about?" And I said, honestly, I would really like to manage for an international client. And up until that point, I had been managing portfolios of real estate investments for U.S.-based clients, but I always kind of thought the idea of managing for a non-U.S. client sounded really fun. And so I just threw that out there to him. And he said, "Hey, thanks for sharing, Travis. And, maybe an opportunity over the next few years will come up, and I'll remember this, and maybe we can find a way to get you involved in that." I said, "Thank you." Well, it was probably not much more than 3-4 months after that conversation when, lo and behold, an investor from London stepped forward and wanted to invest with us. And so my boss said, "Travis, we want you to take this." So there was some luck in that timing, and I was grateful for that. This opportunity that I had to go help run an organization in Southeast Asia, that really stemmed from a chance meeting I had with a gentleman who's now a friend and a mentor of mine, Dr. Gary Hogue. And I had this meeting with him organized by a friend of mine, had me over for dinner when he was around. He was doing a speaking engagement, and then him and I ended up spending an afternoon together just talking about this idea of generosity and stewardship. And that led to a few months later getting a phone call from him saying, "Hey, Travis, are you interested in coming to Hong Kong to interview for a position?" And so in a way, I think that was luck. There was a lot of luck involved in that. And again, I'm grateful for that. And then even Meaning Over Money. Meaning Over Money, the whole thing was born out of luck. My business partner, Cole, he approached me in the beginning of COVID and said, "Hey, Travis, I'm not making any film right now." He goes, "I know you're not speaking right now. Do you want to do something together?" He said, I always dreamt of creating a video course, but I never knew what it was, and now I do." He goes, "I want it to be you. Can we talk about this?" Thus, Meaning Over Money, the course was born. Thus, fast forward not that long, Meaning Over Money podcast was born. And so there was some luck in that, and I'm grateful for that luck. All of these things have an element to luck, and these things changed my life. These things played a big role in my journey, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with luck having played a role in my journey. Sometimes I say it's better to be lucky than good. And sometimes I feel like that statement is the hallmark of my life, that it's better to be lucky than good. But here's the problem with our culture. We believe that it has to be one way or the other. It was either luck or it was work. And that leads us to deny the role of luck, which can breed arrogance and ego. And I think a lot of men struggle with this. I think I struggled with this for a season of life, because we don't want to admit that luck played a role, because we want to believe it was all us. Everything we did was ours. I earned it. It's all me. But luck does play a role. Or it can lead us down a road where we believe everything is the flip of a coin. So why bother doing the work? Either I'm going to get lucky or I'm not. And that can breed laziness and inactivity. So here's what I believe. I believe they go hand in hand. I believe luck and hard work are closely connected. And there's a quote that I've always loved this quote. And I think I've internalized it more and more over the years. But the quote goes something like this: "Good luck is when opportunity meets preparation, while bad luck is when lack of preparation meets reality." Putting in the work creates opportunities for luck to strike. You know, you look back at the examples I brought up, the Memphis situation. I got lucky and I stumbled into this interview that I didn't even care about, and I was offered this cool internship in Memphis, and the rest is history. And some of my closest friends come from that experience. That was luck. But I had put in the work in my education up to that point. I had practiced in interviewing. I had prepared. I had done the hard work so that when I walked into that interview, I felt like I gave it everything I could. I really did. And I didn't know how good that was, but I really believe that I put everything into that. When my company shut down and everybody was fired and I was made the offer to move up to Iowa, that was preceded by 4 really hard years of work and dedication. I poured everything into that company. And I'm not saying the other people didn't. They did. We were like a family. We were in on this thing together. And so when that happened, there was luck, but I did what I needed to do before that to create that opportunity. Had I not performed well, had I not done a good job, I would have been cut so fast, I might have been the first one out the door in that case. Or when my boss connected me with an opportunity to serve a non-US client, the London-based client. That was the culmination of almost a decade of my career. There was a track record. I had a strong performance, and I had a reputation for serving my existing clients really well. Had I not served my existing clients well, there's no chance that I would have had an opportunity to serve that client in London. Or when I met my friend, Dr. Gary Hogue, and this crazy opportunity to help run an organization in Southeast Asia came about. That wouldn't have happened had I not put myself out there with him relationally. Now, I didn't do any hard work in that, but there was a meeting and there was an opportunity for me to spend some time with him. And I put myself out there. I was vulnerable. I was eager to learn and to grow, and I really felt like I was humbled in that conversation, and I approached it with a humble heart. Had I not done that, that future luck couldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened. And Cole coming to me at the beginning of COVID Now, it was kind of luck that COVID shut down both his work and my work, and that he approached me, but it wasn't a coincidence. It was luck, but it wasn't a coincidence. I had equity with Cole. I had been coaching Cole and his wife, Kate, for a few years before then. Cole trusted me. Cole believed in what I was doing because he was experiencing it in his own journey. We were not necessarily friends yet at that point, but we liked each other and we trusted each other. That's what created that opportunity. Now, luck struck and I'm grateful for it, and I'm not going to turn away from that. Work and luck go hand in hand, but we can't dismiss either of them. And I'm not alone in this. As I'm sharing this story, I hope you can look at your own journey humbly and acknowledge where luck played a role. If you ask any successful business owner or professional athlete or leader, and if they are honest, luck played a role. And that's okay. Just because they were lucky, it doesn't negate the tens of thousands of hours that they spent learning, in leading, putting shots up in the gym, hitting the weight room. Luck doesn't negate that. Luck comes because of that. And I think this concept is especially relevant with my Christian friends. There are so many Christians who believe that we just need to have faith, God will provide. Yeah, He will. I believe that. I believe God's going to provide. But when God provides, it might not look like what we think it's going to look like. And typically, God providing looks a lot like us doing our role, us doing our part. He's probably not going to honor us if we don't even put in the work. If we just sit idly and we just say, all right, I'm just going to sit here and sit here and sit here and wait and trust you'll provide, that might not go well. I don't think that's the intent of this having faith piece. We need to put in the work. We need to do our part. And as we're doing our part, have faith. Believe that God's going to do His part. Now, and remember that His part might not look like we think it will look. It will most oftentimes look different, but it will be better. So, as you're on your financial, your career, your life journey, embrace your part in this. Stay persistent. Stay disciplined. Do the hard work. Keep doing the right things for the right reasons. That's all we can do, the right things for the right reasons. And it's amazing how good luck can strike us when we're busy doing the hard work. And sometimes we don't even think about the luck. We're just busy doing the hard work, and luck finds us. That's a beautiful thing. And when it does hit us, when we get lucky, whether it's small luck or big luck, don't dismiss it. Don't negate it. Don't downplay it. Call it what it is. Enjoy it. And make the most of the opportunity. It doesn't minimize your hard work. It's often a product of the hard work. And this is also important. When somebody else gets lucky, and it's all around us, we see it everywhere, especially with social media. When people around us get lucky, celebrate it, embrace it, encourage them, affirm them. It's not about you. Somebody else's luck doesn't have a cost to you. When Cole or one of my clients or somebody I have the privilege of serving has something really lucky happen to them, that's worth celebrating. It's not worth being jealous of, because them winning doesn't mean I'm losing. So let's encourage each other. Let's push each other. And when somebody gets lucky, let's pat them on the back, congratulate them, and be that friend, be that person, because they don't have a lot of that. People don't have a lot of people truly and genuinely celebrating them when they're succeeding, especially when they're lucky. So go celebrate the luck that you have, celebrate the luck that others have, and know that work and luck go hand in hand. That's all I have for today. If you'd like to connect with us outside of the podcast. We would love to hear from you. You can find us on Instagram, Meaning Over Money. You can find me, Travis Shelton, on Instagram as well. You can also find our YouTube page, or of course, Meaning Over Money, our financial course for young adults, where we teach young adults how to live for the meaning and not for the money. And that's at meaningover.money. And if you're thinking about buying a course, that might be a great next step for some people. If you're thinking about doing that, please don't pay full price. You can get 25% off by using the promo code podcast25, podcast25. And that's just our way of saying thank you for listening to the podcast. And for those of you that aren't interested in doing that, and you just want to keep listening to the podcast, we're so grateful to have you here, and we hope it continues to add value to your journey. Take care, guys.